Hello, today I'm here at Bridgeton in Glasgow, and the reason I'm here is to have a look at the old buses that are housed in this garage. The garage only opens a few times in the year to show off the buses from the bygone days. And sorry, I feel a disturbance in the force. I feel as if someone bad is in the area. Let's go and have a look. There he is.
I see you looking your man.
I think he's quite friendly today. Let's hope so anyway. Do you remember this bus? Went to Glasgow Vintage bus station. Number 77. Were you ever on that one? What about this one? The number 301 going to Burlanap, Easter House and Lucchese. You got a story to tell about being on this bus? Or maybe you lived out in Cumbernauld and you got this one home, the number 45 to Kindorit. So back in the days when many people holidayed in Great Britain, rather than going abroad, maybe this was a bus you would have took for your holidays. Is this one goes to Fort William? Okay, let's have a trip inside this old recovery bus. Look at this. Does that not take you back? The old seats. See, my dad was a bus mechanic throughout most of his working life, and he would have maybe driven something like this to go out on breakdowns. See outside of it? Recovery. Here he is again.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Fancy a trip back to the future? Is it Ghostbusters? Marshmallow Man. Who are you gonna call? It's the Scottish Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters Alba. beautiful bus, McBrain's. This bus here, quite a severe slope in the upper floor, which is unusual. An Albion Ventura, not an Ace Ventura. Although the way things are going here, he could be here as well. The Shining, wow, Psycho. Some Stephen King going on here, Children of the Corn, Carrie. Of course, my favourite's coming up in a minute. Probably know what it is already, judging by my skip caps. It is Jaws. Strathclyde buses. Parkhead Depot. And this is a bus that I most likely went on because I was born and brought up in Rutherglen. Maybe you got on one of these Eastern Scottish green buses if you lived in Edinburgh. These are the kind of buses my dad probably fixed because he was a mechanic at Bridgeton Bus Garage in Glasgow. And he would have been fixing these corporation buses. Cathcart. Greater Glasgow. Brixton Castle. You been on any of these buses? Here's an old one to Burnside. I quite often got on the number 18 as well. Here's an old Leyland Atlantean going to, can you pronounce that if you're not from Scotland? Auchenschugel. This is beautiful, this one. I love these buses that had this bit here, this indent outside. You can just look in and see the driver. Now, a very important vehicle in Glasgow would have been this one. Why? Because there's what it delivered. And this back here would have been full of all the crates of Tennent's lager getting delivered to the pubs. Younger ones might remember Tea in the Park. This one would have been good. Going along the coastal route. This old Albion. An Albion Victor. Where else can you go? Filming old-fashioned buses and nonchalantly the Ghostbusters walk past. Here's Harry Potter all grown up. Harry Potter meets Darth Vader. Who would have thought? Up in the very back right-hand corner of the garage there's a museum and archives. I'll see if it's opened. The old underground. You remember any of these places? Of course, the Glasgow Underground has all been revamped now, all brand new trains. It looks like it's opened. These are photographs. Circuit Hall Street and Cambridge Street, 1905. Wow.
His last job was in taxi place at Plymouth.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. The uniform, the machine for the tickets. These badges. Yes. Honesty boxes. The old signs. Got some of these posters in the past. Old Glasgow tour. City bus tours. Art galleries and museum. The art gallery was at a few weeks ago. In the previous video. And there's tea in the park. These old pieces here. Ticket machines. Models of bus depots. Garages. The Happy Bus. It's a subway train. Carriage. Look at this old contraption here. The old map. The old underground map. Some of the other uniforms. Hello dear.
Jump off the town, do what you want, and go back to the bus stop if you want. Right. Stuff and food up there. Yes. You see, in those days, I'm starting the bus in 1971.
If you're enjoying this little tour so far, I would really appreciate it if you could like the video. It helps push it out into that big YouTube world, and maybe even subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Look at this old Morris Marina. Did you have a Morris Marina? I didn't, but maybe you did. Let's head back into the garage. Into the world of the movies. It's Marshmallow Man. If this really appeals to you, I'll pin the website in the description box so that you can have a look and see what other open days they have. Maybe come along yourself. Let's drop in between the buses. There's more at the back. Look at this gorgeous coach. Going to Moffat. A Midland Bluebird. Do you remember any of these? Oh, look at this coach. Some of the old fire engines. Poor soul. You alright, dear? You'll be right as rain soon. Look at this. Wow. Side of it. Those big bells that they've rang the way to a fire. And a slightly more modern one. A Scania. Fries. Tad bit. Midland Bluebird. Inverness. Gorgeous colours they had in those days. Another corporation bus. Are you looking, Glenn? There's a park in the outskirts of Glasgow. Remember the open back buses? You could run and jump on it if it was just starting to drive away. You can't do that now. Health and safety. Inside. Upstairs for smoking. Of course, my dad being a mechanic, he was probably in there plenty of times, tinkering about. Look at that. There's upstairs there, you can see through the glass. If you can open it. No. Just through there. Yeah. Straight up the stairs. As I say, you went up the stairs if you wanted to smoke. No smoking allowed in buses now. We have a saying in Glasgow if someone's a bit, ugly, can you say that now? You would say, they've got a face like the back end of a bus. Well, there's the back end of all the buses. The back end of the buses look quite nice actually. You could sit up the back, or you could sit in these ones, facing one another. Sorry for the reflection. You're not allowed in most of the buses, so I'm having to film through the window. And the driver would just sit in there. Driving away, were you a bus driver? Remember this? Another open back bus. Can you see that? Palm Beach, New South Wales. Big model of the Clyde. Not sure, but I think that might be the Erskine Bridge. All the houses. The motorway. Oh, look at these. I'm loving the colours of this bus. The livery, whatever you say it. Here's a little treat. You can actually go on one of the buses for a trip into Glasgow and back. All part of the ticket price, which incidentally was £6 for an adult. Although I think the open days in October are £8. But as I say, I'll pin the website address in the description and you can have a look for yourself if this is the kind of thing you would like. We'll come back and see this lot later. But in the meanwhile, let's go and have a wee trip in the bus. We should be out here. The old buses out here. Do you remember these ones that had the two doors? One at the middle, one at the front. The Glasgow Vintage Vehicle Trust. There it is. There's the old open back bus. Hopefully we'll go on this for a wee trip. We're upstairs in the bus.
1895, isn't it? Oh, what year was that? What year was the 100th? That was 2 years.
And here's the bus I was on.